putting us both in terrible danger.
Save me, son.
Let's go, partner. Stop in the name of the law.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, Albert.
Hello, Albert.
Nice
Awesome.
to meet you.
I'm great, thank you. I saw Inspector Sun over the weekend. I absolutely loved it. I watched it actually with a couple of my kids, and they actually enjoyed it too because they love a good, I got this new animated film, and it's like a detective mystery, and some of them are into it. So we ended up watching it together, and they had a good time as I did.
Awesome. That's why
How
we're
old
making
are
this.
they?
They're 13 and 11.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So my first question is, where did the project come from? Where did it all start?
Started a few years ago when we met Rocco Puccillo, the writer. He's from Chicago, and we met in LA during the American Film Market. Because the script had won the Samuel Goldwyn Award a couple of years back, and it was the first time that an animated film won that award. So it was like a big thing. And for a while, Tim Burton had the script optioned. He was going to make a movie, but he dropped the project. And then we were lucky enough, like a year after that, to option the script and start thinking about production, financing production, developing the characters and everything, because as you know, it's a very unique world. So we had to, we had the script that we had to like conceive and create all that world, which took a while.
That's amazing. What I really liked was the voice cast. They did a tremendous job on this. You have Ronny Chieng, who, a lot of people know him from Shang-Chi and a few other films as the titular Inspector Sun. I love how he brought this like Hercule Poirot style voice to that character. That's who he reminded me of. It's like if Poirot was a spider, that's who Inspector Sun is. That's how I thought of it.
Yeah, he has this grumpiness, but clumsiness, but at the same time, he's not annoying, but quite the opposite. He has a very special voice, and I think the contrast between him and Janie, who has this more high-pitched voice, more like a child, it's a very special combination, a nice contrast. I think it does really well on this character.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they brought these little twists. Like you think it's gonna go one way, and then it goes another. It felt like you're watching an actual these great mystery movies, but of course done to target more of a family element. You don't get to see that many. Think of Knives Out, for instance. That was more targeted towards adults, but this one's like it really engages the viewer to figure out who did it and what, and that's why I really like this one as well.
That's amazing. Yeah, that was our goal, of course. Not to make it too complicated, but at the same time, you can make it too easy, because then there's a lot of brain work on that script to make it, just the right amount of difficultness for kids to pay attention and not get lost in the movie. We watched the movie in the theater here in Spain for the premiere with a lot of kids, and they were glued to the chair. They were like, even if they didn't understand 100% of it, they were like very keen on the characters and the situations.
That's amazing. So how long did once you picked up the script, once you were able to get it, how long did the animation take, and were there any complications that you faced during that time while you were making? Because I'm pretty sure I can see the look on her face right now. Like, yeah, there's quite a few, so I can see the look on her face.
It's just because we met the first time Rocco in AFM in 2016. So at the 2019, we had the script that Julio was happy with, and at that point we have investors and blah blah. We will start the production, but the COVID comes and Brexit, so we took one more year to close the financial of the film, but at the same time we start working. So 2019 developing slowly, no?
Yeah.
2020, we started the pre-production. 21, with the pandemic, everybody closed in the office like a bubble. We made the animation with all the artists, with masks, and was funny. It was not difficult because we could manage very well, and the people was very happy working at the studio, and we make this kind of bubble, no? And
yeah, it was kind of like the perfect storm, you know, with the Brexit, the COVID pandemic, the war in Ukraine also affected at the end. Everybody with the lockdown. I mean, we lost investors during the Brexit. We lost investors because of the pandemic. So every time we lost one piece of the puzzle, we had to like find another one and keep producing the film and still get excited about it because, you know, you have to.
Well, yeah, it was a passion project, obviously. I mean, it's clear
Exactly,
it's a passion project.
But if, you know, once you manage to get your head out of the ground, then another thing comes, and then. But this is how movies are made. I mean, we're not complaining because every movie has like a different story.
Independent movie.
Like look at, I don't know, like Apocalypse Now and everything that happened. I mean, it's amazing. But
Don't shut it.
I think it's this passion that you know really is a driving force for things that otherwise wouldn't happen because it's so difficult. And so
No, I hope for the next one that we are starting now, we will not have this kind of storm. Just a little bit, but it was not during the production. We did and work very well with the artists, the other studios, with the composer. Yes, I cannot complain. No, it was not easy.
Production itself was about 18 months. Going back to your question, 18 months of animation and post-production, and that went really smooth and nice. So yeah.
That's cool. And then you mentioned this. We mentioned the script and all. Did you guys see when you saw the script? Were you able to make any changes to it, or you just figured it was perfect? Like, did you guys make any little?
No, it was. I mean, we became very good friends with Rocco, and he was very eager to make this story happen. So, and for that, he had to compromise certain things. You know, the original script was a lot more. How would I put it? A lot darker and gory. You know, there was a lot of murders, and not only one, but I mean, not murders, but there was people killed and a lot of shooting.
I can imagine. Yeah,
the cops had like guns and like
yeah, I can imagine. It would be
like heads rolling down.
It would have been it would have been too heavy metal-ish rather than like, you know, the movie Heavy Metal. It'd be more of that tone that I'm guessing
it was. So it took a little bit of massaging to get it right. I mean, quite a lot, but I think he was very happy in the end with what we did with it, and it was also a very important project for him. And I think he was pleased with the results. I mean, I was very pleased with the results, so
yes,
everybody was happy. Yeah.
Normally we work a lot on the scripts. No, it's difficult to start with a script that you say, oh, it's written. Oh, it takes almost 1 year minimum, no?
Yeah.
To get to the story that Julio will be happy.
I think the world of cinema has a lot of egos or egotistic people, but I, of course, Rocco is not one of them, and I'm not one of those either, because, you know,
we want to make movies.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to make a movie, you have to compromise certain things. You can't just stick to your guns and just, no, you know, I want this to be a crime story with lots of people killed, and because that's not it's not commercial. You're not never gonna see that idea, you know?
Right. And I'm gonna say this. I hope this does well enough where we get to see Inspector Sun return in another adventure, because I would be all in for that one. And I'm pretty sure my kids would be as well.
We already have like a structure of the next film taking place in Egypt, you know, with all kinds of beetles and weird creatures. But let's see what happens. It all depends on how many people go to see the movie and how well or bad. Let's not say that, but how well it does, you know.
Yeah. And in the meantime, are you guys working on another project in the works right now as you're developing this possible sequel?
We will start producing the next one very soon, next year in beginning. So yes, is again Julio the director. We are the studio, and the working is the script is made in house.
But I mean, we're getting better at making movies. It's the second one. We did a TV series as well before that. This is the second feature that we do, and the next one is going to be even better and bigger and funnier and everything.
That's
Although
awesome.
each project has, I really love Deep, the one before this one. I mean, it was very ambitious and difficult in a way. Inspector Sun is more mature, is more contained, and the next one is, I hope, is gonna, we'll learn with every new film. We learn. So,
yeah, that's the best you could do. That's what all indie filmmakers can learn from that. Dream, and then as you keep going, you'll just you might come up with something better down the road. You never know.
Exactly, and we're really fortunate to be independent, so that we can basically do anything we want. If we want to create a world of spiders that takes place in the 1930s in Shanghai or during a flight, with insects of all classes and backgrounds, with femme fatales, with mobsters. I mean, we can do it. I'm not sure that a lot of big studios could actually do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm hoping that on October 27th, families will get to see Inspector Sun, because I really enjoyed this one, and if anyone who loves a good mystery, especially if the kids who like the Hardy Boy, like people who grew up with the Hardy Boys or Inspector Poirot, they're gonna want to enjoy this one, and I'm going to highly recommend that they see Inspector Sun. And
that's amazing. Yeah, thank you so much.
And thank you, Julio and Adriana, for taking the time to talk about the movie.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Well, I hope the movie's a hit, and I hope we get to see Inspector Sun again real soon.
Thank you.
All right, you guys take care.
Ciao.
Ciao.
All right.